Vanessa and Stephanie, you've shared with us how what might have begun looking like a gathering to encounter text, even if in a sacred way, has, like so many church or communal experiences, created rich relationships and relationships that continue outside the space and time of your gatherings. Have you also seen other evolutions of practice, ritual, service, intentionality that you might not have had in view but have come as community has formed?
Yeah, when we first started the class, we wanted it to be highly ritualized, and so we share all of this in a best practices document online that anybody can access. First when you gather everybody, you should do something to mark it as a sacred space, whether that's, we used to raise the Hogwarts banner, but whether that's lighting a candle or, putting the chairs in a circle, but something to change the space from whatever it was to this new thing. And so we do that with a lot of intention. At our live shows, we do it with music. We have a musician with us. And then we always end with a poem, and we always end with a poem that isn't from the text that we are treating as sacred. And the idea is that, it isn't just Harry Potter that you can treat as sacred. It isn't just the Gospels or whatever it is, that we should be expanding, what it is that we think of as sacred. So the first year we did the class, we ended with a Sir Walter Scott poem, and then we moved into a John Keats poem, and I actually don't know what they're doing this year, but we're trying to have an expansive view, and it gives something to everybody. It gave them a different thing to meditate on every week. And then, the things that we've heard from people are incredible. People have themed parties where they make Harry Potter related foods, and there's a tradition in a lot of Harry Potter fandom where in January you watch all 8 movies. And so we did a call that people should get together to watch these 8 movies, even if they don't know each other, to create Facebook groups and to do it as a fundraiser for a charity that you care about. But the Harry Potter fandom and a lot of fandoms now are really being mobilized to do volunteer efforts. There's the Harry Potter Alliance that collects books. It's called Hermione's Library, and they collect books and send them to women's prisons and to women's schools around the world. And they mobilize. There's a Harry Potter running club that runs for all sorts of causes. So I think that mobilizing people around something that they love is a really easy way to, get them to bond and go out into the world and do good and do so together.
I think Vanessa and Casper have encouraged this by occasionally when something major happens in the country, when there is something terrible that happens, they will sometimes put on the feed of the podcast just a 2 or 3 minute reflection. It's not about Harry Potter. It's about what's happened. And I think it's they're the ministers of the community, and that that something happens, they speak pastorally to the community about it. People write to them and say, I was abused as a child, and this book has been sacred to me for a long time because it got me through. There's a pastoral dimension to this that I think has surprised them, and that they've had to figure out how to best respond to. But there's clearly a need for this kind of community that's both far-flung, that's in its networky sense, but that can gather in the flesh from time to time.